Welcome to Stamps Old World UK, the place where collectors, beginners, and treasure hunters come together to explore the fascinating world of rare and valuable postage stamps. Today we are diving deep into the stamp market and looking at how much old stamps are worth in today's market in dollars, especially classic pieces like the United States 3-cent Washington stamp you see here. The stamp market continues to surprise collectors around the world because values keep shifting as demand rises, rarity increases, and more people discover the hidden worth of these tiny pieces of printed history. In today's video, you will get a clear, detailed, and complete understanding of how the stamp market is performing right now, what collectors are paying in dollars, and how rare stamps from different eras are reaching impressive prices at auctions and private sales. The value of classic stamps such as early United States issues, British Empire stamps, and old European designs has remained strong throughout the past few years. A stamp like the US 3-cent Washington stamp, depending on condition, centering, gum quality, and color tone, can range from only a few dollars in ordinary circulated condition to well over $100 for fine and premium pieces. Higher grade examples, especially those with rare shades or superior perforation alignment, have sold for $200 or more. In some auctions, well-preserved mint condition examples with certificate grading have crossed the $250 mark, proving that collectors still place great trust and investment value in these classic American issues. This trend is especially visible in the 2024-2025 market results, where collectors actively chase early American stamps featuring presidents, patriotic themes, and scarce color varieties. The stamp market today revolves strongly around three main factors: rarity, condition, and historical importance. Rarity plays a major role because many early stamps were printed in limited quantities or survived in poor condition. A well-kept piece from the 1800s or early 1900s can easily command high prices simply because very few examples remain intact. Condition is equally important because the difference between a damaged stamp and a perfectly preserved stamp can change the value from a few dollars to hundreds or even thousands. For example, a stamp with sharp perforations, full gum, and no tears or thins is always more valuable. Historical importance is another strong factor contributing to rising prices. Stamps featuring early American leaders like George Washington, Queen Victoria issues from the UK, or stamps from early colonial territories are widely sought after. Modern collectors value the stories behind these stamps, which increases demand and pushes up prices. Another major reason stamp prices are increasing today is that more collectors have entered the hobby thanks to online marketplaces. Websites and international auction platforms have made it easier for people to buy and sell stamps across borders, leading to increased competition for rare items. A stamp that might have sold for $10 a decade ago could now sell for $30, $50, or even more as global demand continues to grow. In the case of the US 3-cent Washington stamp, collectors often look for rare shades like rose, dull red, or deep red, and unusual plate varieties. These variants can sell between $50 and $200 depending on rarity and certification. When a collector finds a well-centered example with strong color and clean gum, the value can rise significantly. The stamp market today also rewards collectors who pay attention to grading. Professional grading has become extremely popular because it helps buyers trust the condition of the stamp. A graded high-quality stamp can sell for double or triple the price of an ungraded one. For example, a high-grade certified US 3-cent stamp could reach values around $200 to $300, and in rare cases, even more. This grading trend has created a more stable and predictable market, encouraging new collectors to join and older collectors to invest more confidently. Collectors should also be aware that certain stamps from the British Empire, such as early Queen Victoria stamps, Edward VII stamps, and early King George issues, are rising in value quickly. Many of these stamps now sell for anywhere between $50 to several $1,000s, depending on condition and rarity. Stamps from Commonwealth nations such as India, Australia, Canada, and South Africa have also seen growth in market value, with rare varieties often selling for hundreds of dollars. European stamps, especially classic issues from Germany, France,
Italy, and Switzerland continue to attract strong interest. This worldwide demand supports the entire stamp market and ensures that classic stamps, like the US 3 cents Washington, maintain solid value in today's market. If you are just starting your collection, remember that stamp collecting is not only about high prices, but also about preserving history. Every old stamp tells a story about the country it came from, the era it belongs to, and the people who once used it. When you collect stamps, you collect history in its smallest, most artistic form. Whether your stamp is worth $3 or $300, it still carries a legacy that makes the hobby meaningful. But if your goal is to look for high-value items, always focus on clean, well-preserved stamps with strong color, sharp design details, and no damage. These factors always make a stamp more desirable. As the market continues to evolve, some stamps that were once considered common are now gaining new interest. Over time, as more collectors enter the market, prices may climb even higher. That is why keeping an eye on auctions, online marketplaces, and price guides is important. You never know when a stamp in your collection might rise in value. This is especially true for stamps from the 19th century and early 20th century, including the US 3 cent stamp, which continues to attract collector attention because of its design, history, and classic appeal.
Next up, United States 3 cents George Washington stamps, one in the iconic rose red shade and the other in the striking blue-green design. These stamps are not just pieces of mail. They are powerful symbols of American history, and their values in today's stamp market continue to rise as collectors worldwide search for premium examples. The modern stamp market is full of surprises, and in dollars, both of these stamps show impressive performance depending on their rarity, color shade, centering, and overall preservation. The first stamp, the classic rose-red US 3 cents Washington, remains one of the most recognizable American stamps from the 1800s. In today's market, a worn or average condition example may sell between $5 and $15, but better preserved stamps begin climbing quickly. A well-centered, clean, undamaged example often sells between $30 and $70. When the stamp possesses rich color, strong perforations, and no fading, the value can reach $100 or more. Certified premium examples, especially those with hard-to-find shades, have reached $150, $200, and in special auction cases, even beyond that. The value depends on key factors, such as the intensity of the red shade, the precision of the portrait, and how well the stamp has been handled over more than 100 years. The second stamp, the beautiful blue-green US 3 cents Washington, is equally admired and is known among collectors for its elegant frame and powerful profile of George Washington. Stamps in this color often attract higher interest because the shades vary more dramatically, making rare tones and sharp impressions more valuable. In today's market, a common circulated example may bring $10 to $20, while a very fine condition example with bright color and balanced margins easily sells between $50 and $100. If the stamp is mint with original gum, pristine centering, and crisp engraving, collectors have paid $150, $200, and sometimes over $300 for top-tier graded examples. Some perfectly centered graded stamps, especially with strong certification, have even reached higher auction results because collectors deeply value the combination of rarity and condition. These values continue to rise because the stamp market today is experiencing a renewed wave of global interest. Collectors from the United States, the United Kingdom, Europe, and Asia have been actively competing to secure high-quality early American stamps. This worldwide demand makes even common designs more valuable when they are in exceptional condition. Classic Washington stamps from the 19th century hold a special place in philately because they represent early American postal history and the evolution of printing techniques. As a result, prices in dollars remain stable and strong, especially for premium pieces.
Every collector knows that a perfectly centered old stamp is extremely rare because early printing machines often created uneven margins, so a stamp with perfect balance often sells for 2 to 4 times the price of an average one. When we talk about stamp value, we must remember that rarity is not the only factor. Condition, color strength, perforation quality, and clarity of the engraving all play important roles. A faded stamp loses value, while a stamp with deep, vibrant color becomes more appealing to collectors. A stamp with repaired perforations may sell for very little, but a stamp with clean, intact teeth and sharp corners can command a high price. The blue-green Washington stamp especially benefits from strong color, and deep blue-green examples are considered premium. Collectors today pay great attention to details like gum condition, hinge marks, paper quality, and even microscopic flaws. This attention to detail is one of the reasons stamp prices are growing in today's market. Another important reason the values of these stamps are increasing is the rise of professional grading and certification. Collectors have become more confident buying stamps that come with expert authentication, and because of this, certified stamps often sell for twice or even 3 times the amount of ungraded stamps. A rose red or blue-green Washington stamp that achieves a high grade from a respected authority can easily become one of the most valuable pieces in a collection. This trend continues to shape the stamp market in 2024 and 2025. Giving collectors more motivation to hunt for rare, high-quality examples. The modern stamp market is also influenced by online auctions and global platforms that allow collectors from every country to bid on the same items. This global competition raises prices naturally, especially for stamps that are already limited in supply. Rare shades, sharp impressions, and excellent centering are becoming more difficult to find, and as collectors realize this, they are willing to pay higher amounts in dollars to secure those exceptional pieces before someone else does. When you own any of these stamps or plan to collect them, remember to store them properly. Use dry, cool environments, archival paper, and protective sleeves to keep them safe from fading, moisture, and damage. A stamp that stays in perfect condition will always rise in value over time because the number of flawless examples becomes smaller every year.
Next up, the true market value of 3 classic United States 3-cent George Washington stamps in today's stamp market, measured in dollars. These 3 stamps, the rose red design, the blue-green issue, and the elegant violet-purple edition, are among the most collected and studied American stamps in the world. Each one carries a different story, different print variations, and different market value, making them fascinating examples of how rich and diverse the stamp world truly is. Whether you are new to collecting or already a passionate philatelist, understanding their value in today's market helps you appreciate these stamps at a whole new level. The rose red 3-cent Washington stamp, one of the earliest classic American issues, continues to hold strong value. In today's market, a basic example ranges between $5 and $15, depending on wear and fading. However, clean and sharp examples often sell between $30 and $70, while premium examples with perfect centering and strong color easily reach around $100. When the stamp shows rare shades or has official certification confirming its quality, collectors have paid $150 to $200 or more. As the number of high-quality surviving examples gets smaller, the value continues to rise, making this stamp a strong collectible for both new and experienced collectors. The second stamp, the blue-green 3-cent Washington design, is highly admired because of its elegant engraved portrait and the rich color variations that exist across different print runs. In today's market, circulated examples generally start from $10 to $20, but stamps with crisp color, neat perforations, and clean paper sell for $50 to $100. When the stamp is mint with original gum and has excellent centering, the value can jump to $150 or even more. Collectors especially look for strong blue-green color, as faded or washed examples are less desirable.
A premium blue-green Washington stamp with certification can reach $200 to $300 in auctions, especially when the stamp has perfect margins. This design remains one of the most attractive classic American stamps and continues to be hunted by collectors around the world. The third stamp, the beautiful violet-purple 3-cent Washington issue, adds another level of historical charm and value. Printed later than the earlier rose and green issues, this stamp is widely recognized for its darker shade and detailed framing around Washington's profile. In today's market, a normal example may sell for $8 to $15, but stamps in very fine or extra fine condition rise quickly in value, reaching between $30 and $60. Mint condition examples with original gum, strong violet tones, and good centering often sell for $70 to $100. When the stamp is perfectly centered with premium color, collectors have paid $150 or even higher depending on rarity and certification. This violet edition continues to be popular among collectors because it represents an important printing period in early 20th century American postal history. The deep color, unique design features, and overall elegance make it a highly desirable piece in any serious collection. The value of these stamps continues to rise because the stamp market in 2024 and 2025 has become increasingly active worldwide. Collectors from the United States, the United Kingdom, Europe, India, Pakistan, and many other countries are now buying, selling, and auctioning classic stamps at higher rates than ever before. Online platforms have opened the doors to global competition, which naturally increases the prices of beautiful and rare items. When collectors from different countries bid on the same stamp, the value can jump quickly, especially for stamps with strong eye appeal. The U.S. 3-cent Washington stamps fall perfectly into this category because they combine strong historical significance, attractive artwork, and collectible rarity all in one. Condition is the biggest factor that affects today's value. A stamp with faded color, thin paper, torn perforations, or hinge marks can lose most of its value. But a stamp in near-perfect condition with fresh color, full gum, and flawless perforations can skyrocket in market price. This is why collectors today pay close attention to details like color saturation, centering, paper thickness, and even microscopic printing alignment. A wonderfully centered stamp is extremely rare because early printing technology often produced uneven margins. For that reason, a perfectly centered stamp is worth far more, and collectors are willing to pay a premium. Certification also plays a major role in today's market. A certified stamp provides confidence to buyers because experts have examined it carefully. This can double or even triple a stamp's value. For example, a certified rose red Washington that might normally sell for $50 could rise to $100 or more with the right certificate. The same applies to the blue-green and the violet-purple issues. As more collectors recognize the importance of authenticity and grading, high-quality certified stamps continue to rise in price year after year. These three stamps together form a powerful representation of early American history, and their value will likely continue to grow as more collectors join the hobby. If you own any of these stamps, proper storage is essential. Keep them away from sunlight, moisture, and heat. Use archival stamp albums or acid-free sleeves to maintain their condition. A well-preserved stamp will always remain valuable because its condition cannot be replaced once damaged. Thank you for watching Stamps Old World UK. I hope this long and detailed script has helped you understand the true market value of these beautiful US 3-cent George Washington stamps in today's market in dollars. If you love rare stamps, collecting history, and discovering hidden treasures, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and stay connected for more stamp knowledge and amazing discoveries. Your support keeps this journey alive. Stay tuned, keep collecting, and I will see you in the next episode.